Okay guys, this is going to be an all-in-one tut. We are going to build a custom case for an Xbox 360. First thing I'm going to do is show... You know what? Fuck this case, man. It's making me look like a fool. You can actually take the case, peel it right on the part. Just like that. No damage done. All the tabs are intact. Just split it very carefully. Just split it. I'm going to throw all this to the side because I already have a case I'm going to work on. And what you want to do is you're going to go ahead and get rid of this. One thing you want to take note if you're cutting a plexiglass window in, as we're going to be doing today, you want to take note to your screw holes where those 6 long screws went in at. You want to make sure you make your cuts inside of where those are going to be so that you can still screw your console back in and it be secure. So, let's get started with that. Okay guys, a couple of things I want to show to you here before we go and cut the case is the removal of all the little pieces of the faceplate so that it looks really good when you're done. We're going to paint this one, and I just want to get with you and show you how to take this apart real quick. First thing you want to do is get these springs off of here, and these can be tricky. So you put your finger on there and you'll slide that right on off a little bit, and second hook, pop it off, slide that spring right off to the side, and that comes right off. Take your door and put your finger in through here and give it a little push, and they pop right out. So again, you pop the spring up and over that tab, up and over the tab on the door, and push it right off. And give it a little push, and they pop right off. Okay. Now for the door down here, you're going to need to remove this metal holding this spring on all together. You can't just get the spring off. You gotta remove that. For the button, you're going to remove these 4 points of plastic. This is melted plastic. Your sync button, there's 2 points holding it in, and the yeah, that fucking thing right there. And there's 2 points holding it in as well. So to get started with that, I have an extra soldering iron that I use. This is the one I use for all my other tuts. This is the one I use for plastic. You could use your own. It doesn't really matter if you only have one. You could use it. Just make sure you wash it when you're done if you go into resolder anything else. So we will start down here with the metal holding the USB doors on. And what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of melt it right on into the center. You don't want to lose any of this. You don't want to scrape it off or anything. You just kind of want to melt it into the middle. Melt it in there real good. Get it kind of soft. You don't want to boil it. You just want to get it soft. And once you kind of scrape it all to the center, you're going to just pop it up. See that? Popped right up. Now you'll do this side the same way. You're going to do all of these kind of somewhat the same way. You're going to need this leftover plastic that you're melting now to put this back together in the end. So like I said, don't scrape it off. Just scrape it to the middle so it can kind of sit there. And you get your metal tab off of there. And the door pretty much just falls off. There's the door. There's the spring. And don't lose this shit or you won't be able to put your face back together. Now for the power button. What you want to do with this is you want to stick it right in the center of that and just push down. Heat it up and pull it off really fast. See that? Push it in the middle, heat it up, pull it off really fast. And once you've done all four of those, you should have your power button. Whoa. Should have your power button. And you'll see that the melted plastic is still melted. It's still on there, so we can use it later. And then there's the clear plastic ring that your light shows through. You're going to want to get that off of there. And you can just kind of start prying it. It might come off if you heated it good enough and straightened the plastic out. It should just come right off. Looks like I got a trouble corner here, so I'm just gonna use the same method I used on the USB door and kind of scrape it back to the middle a little bit and pop it right off. And you'll have 4 pins sticking out. You can see them kind of somewhat. Those 4 pins are what hold everything together. Okay, now for the sync button. You're going to stick it straight in the center on both of them very quickly and just grab that and pull it right off. And for this one, your what do they call that? Somebody go ahead and drop me a comment and let me know what that's called. I'm sure it's an infrared eye or somewhat for the remote, but you're going to just stick that right in the center, both sides, very quickly. It could be a little bit more of a pain. You got to push on this here, on the center. Kind of wiggle it out. And there it goes. You got a completely stripped faceplate ready to be painted. And we'll get more on that here in a little bit. The pieces you're going to want to paint, you're going to want to paint this, of course. You're going to want to paint your sync button. You're going to want to paint your USB cover door and your memory card doors. Then you're also going to want to paint your power button. Okay guys, another thing very quickly that you're going to want to put with those faceplate parts
is your rubber feet. You just want to kind of get up under those with a flathead and just pop them right up out of there. You don't want to paint these because the paint won't stick. If you peel them out right, you'll actually be able to keep the sticky shit on the bottom of them. So you're just going to peel all 4 of those out. All 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So make sure you peel those out. Okay guys, for the DVD tray, you're going to take the lid off, you peel your sticker back, pull your magnet out, which I've already done, get rid of that, and you're going to basically draw out your design of how you want to cut this thing. And me personally, I like to just go right around this ring, right straight up. This is a rough draft, of course. And you want to make sure you leave enough support on this to actually hold this where it needs to be, otherwise you're going to get a lot of grinding and noise and sound out of this. And I'll straighten these lines up as I actually cut it and grind it out. To show the CD real good, I mean, this is a perfect line on these BenQs. You just kind of go right on around that. And we'll go right around there. We'll cut this out right here. Right here, right around this lip. Most of these lines are already indented for you guys, so it makes it pretty easy. We'll cut that out. Go right around this line here. And that's what we're going to cut out all this area. We're going to cut out all that shit so you can see the CD spinning real good. So once we get that cut, we'll get back with you. Alright guys, here it is. Finished product. You can see it. Woo! See everything under there. So we will set this off to the side. I did grind it all over the top and everything. You ain't got to do that. You can go around these edges in here with Dremel with a sander grinder tool or whatnot. Smooth that out so you ain't got no sharp edges. Nothing gonna cut your finger off or anything like that. And yeah, we're gonna set that over there with our faceplate pieces and our faceplate and our case once we get our case cut, and we'll get ready for paint.